What's going on, guys? It's your boy CMB. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, and let's get into this one really quickly. Now, guys, yesterday was the first press conference for the upcoming trilogy matchup between the 168-pound undisputed champion Canelo Alvarez. Of course, he will be taking on his arch nemesis Gennady Triple G Golovkin, who is the 160-pound unified champion, IBF, WBA titles respectively. Now, the press conference took place yesterday in LA. The fight itself will be taking place at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada, September 17th. Now, you can tell at this press conference, I watched it yesterday, that Canelo Alvarez really has disdain for Triple G. He does not like Triple G at all. And I want to read a little bit of what he had to say, why he doesn't like Triple G. He says that, and I'm going to quote it here. He says, "He always pretends to be a nice guy, like in front of people. He's an asshole. That's what he is. He's an asshole. It is what it is. I don't pretend to be nice. This is the way I am. I don't pretend to be another person. He's always pretending in front of you and people. Oh, I'm a nice guy. He's not." And he also said something about, he wanted to knock out basically Triple G. He wanted to get him out of there, retire him. And I think a lot of this vitriol towards Triple G stems from the fact that Triple G was making noise about the clenbuterol situation. You saw the same issue come up when he had the fight with Caleb Sweet Hands Plant for the IBF title at 168. Caleb Plant was bringing up that clenbuterol situation, and it really got up under Canelo Alvarez's skin. And I think the same thing happened with him and Triple G. And he just has disdain for him. So now let me read to you guys what Triple G had to say about the situation, about it being personal, because Canelo Alvarez said this is personal for him. Now, Triple G says there's nothing personal about the fight, and he thought that any beef between the two was squashed when they hugged after the second fight. Alvarez scoffed at that notion, saying that Golovkin knows why Alvarez is upset. So I'm thinking, he did some interviews, after this, bringing up that situation, and Canelo's really pissed about that. So this fight, it's going to be an interesting fight, guys. Let me say this on a side note. I heard Eddie Hearn say that this fight was bigger than the fight between Errol the Truth Spence Jr. and Terrence Bud Crawford. And honestly, guys, I have to respectively disagree with that, and it's for a couple of reasons. First of all, Terrence Bud Crawford and Errol Spence Jr., both of those guys are in their prime. Second of all, both of those guys are undefeated, so I think that makes this more a fight that's more anticipated, in my opinion, because you have Triple G and Canelo Alvarez. Both of those guys have losses on their record. Canelo Alvarez is just coming off of a loss in May against Dimitri Bivol. And then you have Triple G, who's out of his prime. He's 40 years old. So I think that takes away from it. And it's been quite some time since the second fight. So I think a little bit of the steam has been pulled out of this matchup. But I think it's still a good fight. And I'll tell you why. I think a lot of people will be interested in the fight for a few reasons as well. First of all, we talked about Canelo Alvarez losing to Dimitri Bivol. I think people are kind of wondering, how he's going to fare in this matchup coming off of a loss. Canelo Alvarez has only had one loss, and that was to Floyd Money Mayweather. Where is his mindset going to be going into this fight? Will that take away from his confidence? I think a lot of people are interested in that. And then another reason I think people are interested is because Triple G has never fought outside of 160 pounds. This will be his first time going up to 168. They're kind of interested in seeing how the power carries over to 168. Will he give Canelo Alvarez problems? And just looking at him at the press conference, he looked a lot bigger than Canelo Alvarez. You know, when they did the face-off, I thought he looked huge. So I don't know how much he was weighing there, but I think people will be interested in seeing how it carries over. You know, even though he's 40 years old, I heard Eddie Hearn say that, you know, he doesn't, you know, he lives a fighter lifestyle. You know, he doesn't drink or smoke and do things like that. He pretty much eats well and takes care of himself. So he's probably one of those guys who's a young 40. So we're just going to have to wait and see with that. But I thought that press conference was interesting, just seeing the disdain that Canelo Alvarez had for Gennady Golovkin. Now I think he wants to make an example out of Triple G and get his confidence back. In my opinion, I think, you know, that loss to Bivol really shook him up. So, and it happens to fighters when you lose. Like I said, long time ago, you can either take your ball and go home, or it can motivate you to do better. And he said he thinks, you know, he's a more dangerous fighter now. So, but we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens with this. And this is an opportunity of a lifetime for Triple G. Like I said, he fights at 160, and he has an opportunity to become undisputed at 168 pounds. And I'm sure that doesn't sit well with David Benavidez, but you know, it is what it is. But you guys tell me what you think about the press conference yesterday. Are you interested in this fight? Do you think Canelo Alvarez is going to knock Triple G out, get his confidence back, or do you think it'll be another upset of Canelo Alvarez? You guys let me know in the comment section. It's the CMB. I'll talk to you guys in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.